Whoa! Welcome to the Kartface Chronicles Part 2.
3. No, 3!
Oh, it's 3. Can we do that again?
Right.
So you know when anytime anyone swears, are you going to bleep it out?
Yeah.
Can I do the fingers out?
Yeah. That's right. What is up, guys? Welcome back. A few changes since last time. Not doing a practice session today. First time I haven't done a race weekend and a practice, but this time we are just going straight in, drop and drive. Had a bit of a clean up. It was looking rather mucky before. It's quite nice now. We banged an 84 tooth sprocket on. Before we were running an 85, and that meant we were quite good off the corners, but suffering a little bit top end wise, which obviously isn't ideal. Not that there's many straights at Bayford, but nose cone is wobbling around, so we've added some more bolts. Had to get a new one of these, tried to clean off this. Did a fairly decent job. Rest in peace Banter GP sticker, that had to come off, it was pretty filthy, not doing much good. Apart from that, not much else needed doing, so it's all good to go. Quite a lot of people like to come up during the week and say that your trailer is pretty handy, and I actually got the cart with the trailer, so as you can see, stickers are broken. Jim's going to show you around if we can. So we've got our tyres here. These are in cling film because they're the race set, or they were a little bit on the narrow side, only just. The cart fits in pretty snug. But in order to get it in, put these wet tyres on because they're a little bit thinner, whereas with the full slicks they stick out a little bit more and they can't get in properly. We've got all our mixing stuff, so jugs, filters, measuring beakers, all that sort of stuff, leaded, and then our mixed fuel because we have to mix 2-stroke oil in. High pressure gauge, absolutely essential. Bead breaker here for changing the tyres and getting them off the rims. All our fluids. So our brake cleaner, our 2-stroke oil, and got our gearing down here. Just might be wondering where I put my cameras during practice and some of the races. Got one on here. Make sure you obviously cable tie it on, because over the big curbs they can unfortunately break, but haven't had anything bad so far. And then, which you may have seen a couple times, is this radiator view. Obviously get a screwdriver to make sure this is really tight, because even when it is quite tight like this, if you hit a curb it can go pointing up in the air, or in this case it goes off to the side a little bit. But just poke that through the radiator. This cable tie does absolutely nothing, so if you do that, make sure do a better job than I did. These are electric start, so we have our start button here. Press that out and then press that to actually start it. Data logger just on here. This is what we see. Now we get our RPM readouts along the top, lap numbers. Hopefully the splits work. Last time out at Lydd, decent consistency. Getting the revs as well. So that's good. That switches off like that. Obviously not an awful amount of lock. So you've got to be pretty precise. What else can I show you? Just a little 125 two-stroke. All the engines are sealed, as you can see through here. So we can't tune them, things like that. Stickers, 37, my race number. My lucky number is actually number 3, but because I can't, only the top 10 drivers in the UK who do the British Championships and things like that, they get numbers 1 to 10, so we're not allowed to use those in theory. So that is why I've gone with number 3 and number 7 of my favourite Formula 1 driver, Kimi Raikkonen. Everyone probably can guess that if you know me. You see the helmet design, things like that. This is because of an incident where I was running my engine in, tried to let a guy through, and he went that way. Bent his axle, and he was driving a COMPKART, so we put a little handy sticker on there to remind anyone overtaking. Got our ballast on here. Obviously we have to make a minimum weight, 162 kilos. So I've got quite a lot on here, as you can probably tell. I'm under the seat. Chain driven down here, so that drives the engine sprocket. Then we've got our rear gearing back there. Things like that. That is a brief overview, if you will, of the car. Hope you enjoyed it. Because obviously I'm only doing one day this weekend, so I thought it'd be good to try to show you sort of more of what goes on behind the scenes. How I meant to do that. Just lurched it back and it snapped on. Don't usually do it like that, but it worked. That beeper is just to remind you you've got a trailer, in case you'd forgotten when you're towing. Everyone, it is race day for the third round of the Bayford Meadows Club Max Championship. It is about 6:15 in the morning. I'm heading off a little bit, only slightly earlier than usual. Got a little bit of work to do with swapping the tyres, but obviously usually I'd do my scrutineering session on the Saturday and I'd do my sign on then. So a little bit more time pressure today, not an awful lot. Well, as for the race itself, it's looking like it's going to be a really lovely day at 23, 24 degrees, which compared to the weather we've had recently, especially if you remember last time. See how we go. A dry track, we made some setup changes, with the front end, the back end, just to stabilise the grip levels a bit, and we've also changed the gearing, so let's see how we go. I'm looking forward to it. Catch you later. Hello. Welcome back. What are we doing here? Oh, Declan has mechanical issues.
I have issues anyway.
Oh, look at this queue. go this time. We've already pissed off. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go away.
Go away. This trolley doesn't stick. I had to do this on my own at Lydd, and it was like all over the place.
Oh, stop complaining, Will. Have you got COMPKART shorts on as well? No.
Has he got genuine COMPKART shorts?
No, Bridal Brothers had COMPKART shorts on.
COMPKART shorts?
He's got COMPKART shorts on.
COMPKART shorts!
Is it still recording?
Yes. COMPKART shorts.
What did you do about the kids in your basement again, Will?
Miles from Holland. What? Miles in the front of the green.
P5. Oh.
Take it or leave it.
I mean, if I was driving, we'd be P3.
Yeah, but yeah, that, we were third in every single race.
You can do it with them in
we were
August.
third.
You said about the 24-hour,
yeah.
and you said the first payment had to be in by March. I mean, how am I meant to do it?
I know, we'll sort something. I just copy and pasted. On it.
Blue arrow, that's it.
I've got blue arrow. Here. It's basically an arrow. Basically. Yeah.
Basically, it's next to the switch as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not near the switch.
This is nice actually. Oh, actually, that's really comfortable, my lad. Look at that.
These nuts!
No! This is inside. Look, no. This is what happens when you don't do anything silly.
I don't think so, no. I mean, as I said, I've talked to Joe and he said it. Oh, hello there! Hello. Were you playing on my screen?
Rip Avicii.
Radio.
Can I be on your video?
Oh yeah, you can, mate.
Having a...
Okay, so Will, how was your qualifying session?
Martin Bridal, Sky F1.
Well, I mean, obviously not what we wanted, so
Oi! Oh!
I think the car was a bit so
You're gonna have to bleep that out now, sorry.
Well, I don't care about the others.
I just farted on the walkie-talkie.
Joe, describe your qualifying in one word.
Slow.
Liam, describe your day in one word, or your morning.
Hot. Neck is burning. Knees are cut.
No papara.
Welcome to the LiCA Motorsport spectating grandstand.
I'm on TV!
Hi,
I'm on TV!
Bob Weatherspoon.
You said like...
I don't know who that is, I just made the name up from nowhere.
Oh, go on! He's featured! He's featured! He's featured! Kit Kat! Kit Kat, Kit Kat, Kit Kat. She's gonna love that sexy pink shirt.
Pulling up, that's good. Go on, mate.
Changing it, we're going to an 85.
85? Right, Charlie. Oh, he's filming. That's a camera. High camera.
Thanks, Ian.
What do I say?
Just say anything.
I like potatoes.
Mr. Junior Subarus in 2018. 2018 Junior Subaru round 3 is go.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, did he get that? Yes, go on Catherine. Go on. Yes. Come on. Next kid. Keep going, son. Keep going. Go on, go on. Oops, I'm Let go.
Sugary pokery going on as usual.
Round 3, Bayford Meadows Club Max Championship. Pretty dismal day, to say the least, really. Went into it with actually some decent hopes after a good weekend at Lydd, and just didn't really pan out how we expected, to be honest. Unfortunately, we made some setup changes, but the kart was very tricky to drive, and the track itself was quite tricky as well. Everyone was saying how much they struggled. Quite a hot track and just funny grip levels, really squirrely on the brakes and sections. And unfortunately, we could only qualify, I think, 14th or something low as that, so it was pretty appalling. Someone went into the back of me as well. It was a bit all over the place on the brakes. So not really much to say there. I had some decent hopes for Heat 1. I had a decent start actually. Well, initially it was looking alright, but then just couldn't really find anywhere to go. And then unfortunately, coming into turn 2, there was an incident where two cars went side by side, bang wheels, one went up, and then I had nowhere to go. I had to try dodge around the outside and got beached in the grass. So I was about a lap down, trying to, well, I was a lap down on the winner, and I thought I was second when I came into Park Burmay, but I had to take quite a while to push my kart out of the dirt. Heat 2 made some setup changes, brought the fronts in a bit to make it a little more pointy. That actually worked quite nicely. The kart felt great. Pretty good move at the start. Got some people at turn 1, and I was sticking one of the quicker 177s, and I was catching one of the other guys quite easily. Then I made a mistake and kind of dropped off a bit, which is a pain. I did quite well actually towards the end, setting our quicker laps near the end. So after the pre-final, made a decision to go back to the old gear I was running before, which is an 85.2, so a bit more off the corners, and that felt alright actually. Come the final, unfortunately it was a bit of a miscommunication with the starts, because Junior Subaru had a red flag, and it was then decided they'd run their race after the seniors. So it was a bit of a rush, hurried out that, there was nowhere on the rolling starts, and then tried to make a move, and there was a gap I think, but then because I was so far back and I was on the limiter, I had already committed to braking, and then the guy sort of edged over slightly to close the door, and I ended up just clipping him and going into a spin, and that was that. Just a really frustrating testing weekend, but I mean the team did a really good job, obviously. Thank you to them as always for the hard work. It's just a real shame we couldn't put something together after a really good weekend at Lydd, but it is just a thing of needing to do some testing, because I don't do that much around Bayford. Only at the race weekends usually is when I test, and this weekend I didn't test. I mean, some people will just happily rock up on race day, not test the day before, and you know, eventually I'm sure I'll get to that stage, but because I'm a novice it's tricky, just getting that sort of base sort of confidence and pace up, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, not much else to really say on that. Really bit of a disappointing weekend, but I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway, and thanks to all the guys for making it enjoyable off track, and it was reasonably fun for at least a race or so. Can't say I enjoyed myself at the end, but thanks to everyone again. Glad you've enjoyed the previous videos. If you could leave a like, comment, any feedback is much appreciated. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you next time, and that'll be around about a month probably, next round at Bayford again. So I'll see you then. Take care for now.